We vary between 50 and 100 containers per week from overseas, plus a similar number of rigid vehicles and curtain-sided vehicles from Europe and other parts of the world. Obviously we're experts in just-in-time logistics, so time is of the essence. When we were first shown the teletrooks as an option for the mechanical handling on the site, there were one or two raised eyebrows. It was something new, and change is always difficult within a large business. But once we'd had one on trial through Gun JCB for a couple of months, the lads on the shop floor loved them. They would rather use that than anything else, really. The major impact straight away was the time saving when we were loading and unloading vehicles. Because of the boom arm, we can load them from one side of the vehicle, so we only open one curtain, there's less travel around the vehicle, and it's obviously much safer as well, which is a big concern for NYK Logistics. We've been able to eliminate the need entirely for fork extensions, which I'm not a particular fan of anyway, and also reduce our area reserved for loading by up to 2/3 with the use of the boom and the single-sided loading. Health and safety is one of our major concerns. We take part in a number of local best practice forums with other leading companies in the logistics area. So that was a major concern for us and a major bonus with the teletrucks. What we've found with using the teletrucks is that because we're not travelling around the vehicles, the interaction of pedestrians is much less. We don't have the blind spots when you come to the end of the vehicle. We're not coming round the side of the vehicles on a blind corner where we could potentially hit a pedestrian. Obviously we try to keep pedestrian traffic to a minimum in the loading areas, but there are times when you do need to have pedestrians out there, and this minimises the risk. As well as the single-sided loading, which reduces this risk, the better forward visibility on the teletruck with the lack of the mast that you would have on a conventional forklift makes a big impact. The guys have got good all-round visibility on these. One of the other benefits we've found is that the teletruck is fitted as standard with a load indicator, which is a very simple visual aid, just green and red lights going up in a scale. So the operator knows when they're getting close to the maximum load limit for the vehicle. We found that very useful, particularly as it's directly in the eye line and it's just fitted as standard. There's no additional on-cost for the company. In accessing pyramid stacked goods, where goods aren't stacked directly on top of one another, both in containers and out in the yard and the storage areas, we can reach over freight to pick parts behind rather than down stacking, which saves an inordinate amount of time. It's also very good for recovering freight that's moved or slipped. Instead of having to down stack everything around it or access from the side, we can go over the top, and the increased tilt on the forks means that we can remain level when we do that, so we can recover the pallets more easily and more quickly and more safely. It's difficult to say what the major benefit of the teletruck is. The time savings in loading, in recovery of pallets, in accessing goods, the safety aspects, which are obviously a big concern across the industry. All of these things contribute to what is a very effective piece of kit. I think in similar areas of the logistics industry, the teletruk, although it's a new piece of kit at the moment and people are a little bit nervous about using new kit, I think in the future it will become more of a standard piece of equipment. The benefits far outweigh the additional cost. I think in this particular environment, NYK Logistics wouldn't even consider going back to fully counterbalanced trucks.